Yuko Technical High School buzzes with the hum of indifference. While the teacher drones on, students slumber or daydream, except for Gaman, a 10th grader who studies diligently on his own. The teacher, exasperated, berates the class for their apathy. Gaman observes the scene, a seed of discontent sprouting within him. He introduces himself, revealing his less than stellar academic standing, a stark contrast to his quiet dedication. A flashback reveals Gaiman's past struggles. He pleads with his mother to enroll him in an academy, driven by a desire for academic success. His initial test results are discouraging, ranking him near the bottom of his class. Despite tutoring and relentless effort, his performance doesn't improve. Discouraged, he almost gives up, until he hears whispers about UC Young Technical High School, a gateway to college. Gaiman's hopes for a transformative academic environment are quickly dashed upon arriving at UC Young Technical High. Instead of focused learning, he encounters chaos and fighting. Disappointed but not defeated, Gaman resolves to find a solution. He clings to the idea of a study group, a last resort to salvage his academic dreams. Gaman observes his classmate, searching for potential study partners. He approaches Se-hyun, only to be confronted by a belligerent student who boasts about his low ranking and challenges Se-hyun to a fight. The ensuing brawl is broken up by the teacher, leaving Gaman to ponder the challenges ahead. The class learns that their teacher, Mr. Parak, is on leave and will be replaced by a new instructor, Ha Gyeong. Gaman recognizes him, his former tutor. A flashback reveals a conversation where a younger Gaman expresses his doubts about his academic abilities. Ha Gyeong encourages him, affirming his potential. Ha Gyeong's attempts to conduct class are met with resistance and disruption. One student damages a fan, and another takes the blame to protect him. The classroom descends into further chaos, culminating in an altercation where a student is thrown out. Gaman observes the turmoil, realizing the extent of the challenge he faces. Amidst the chaos, Gaman notices Gaim, who is clearly distressed by the environment. He approaches her, and they reminisce about their shared past. Gaim reveals her own struggles, having quit her job. They discuss the school's high teacher turnover rate, and Gaman expresses his determination to stay and make a difference. Gaiman's focus shifts to Se-hyun, whom he sees as a potential ally. He finds Se-hyun sleeping in the library and attempts to study with him. This becomes a recurring pattern, with Gaman persistently trying to engage Se-hyun in academic pursuits. The vice principal discusses the school's smoking problem with the teacher. They acknowledge the issue but struggle to find a solution. The vice principal's cynical view reflects the pervasive sense of helplessness. Se-hyun notices Gaiman's detailed notes and questions his motives. Gaman explains his desire to improve his studies, and Se-hyun dismisses the idea as foolish. Despite Se-hyun's resistance, Gaman senses his hidden desire for academic success and proposes forming a study group. Se-hyun introduces Gaman to a ranking app that tracks student performance, revealing the school's competitive and hierarchical structure. He explains that the top-ranked student, Hanul, is part of a powerful gang, further illustrating the complexities of the school environment. Gaman shows Se-hyun a placement test, demonstrating Se-hyun's potential. However, Se-hyun tears up the test, rejecting Gaiman's proposal for a study group. Meanwhile, Hanul receives an award at the Academy's Excellence Award ceremony, highlighting the school's emphasis on achievement. The teacher who was trying to stop students from smoking is attacked. Gaman, wearing a mask, intervenes and rescues him. Se-hyun witnesses the rescue but remains reluctant to join Gaiman's study group, citing his difficult circumstances and the dangers he faces. Gaman confronts the student who attacked the teacher, demonstrating his strength and determination. Despite this, Se-hyun remains hesitant, revealing his father's disapproval of education. However, a chance encounter where Gaiman's notes are burned and Se-hyun witnesses Gaiman's dedication leads to a change of heart. Se-hyun agrees to join the study group, giving Gaman a glimmer of hope for his academic aspirations and the potential for change at UC Young Technical High. The chaotic aftermath of the incident in the classroom. Students are in disarray, and the atmosphere is tense. The vice principal and an inspector arrive on the scene. The inspector, observing the scene, declares it a case of assault and battery. He questions Gaman, who is visibly shaken. Before Gaman can answer, Se-hyun enters the scene. He greets Gaman and inquires about the commotion. Gaman, still processing the situation, expresses concern about Se-hyun's presence. Se-hyun assures him that he is here to support the study group and dismisses Gaiman's worries. Se-hyun thanks Gaman for his past help, but Gaman insists on thanking Wutko, emphasizing their friendship. The teachers arrive, and Se-hyun, now the center of attention, is escorted through the crowd of students. He notices the deference shown to him, initially feeling flattered, but then realizes it's not directed at him personally. Three boys lead Henu to the rooftop, where he is confronted by Hanul. Meanwhile, Joe Newby observes the scene from a nearby rooftop. The teachers meet with the government officials. The vice principal demands the expulsion of the students involved. The inspector initially agrees, but a woman intervenes, arguing that the school itself is at fault for failing to address bullying. The inspector, intrigued by the woman's perspective, challenges her. He reveals that she was a top student who was disqualified due to an administrative error. He then demands a solution to improve the school environment. The woman proposes the formation of a study group, an idea she credits to Gaman. The vice principal rejects the proposal, but the inspector, intrigued, expresses his support. He highlights the deteriorating school environment, citing rampant bullying and even the presence of cigarettes. The scene shifts to Gaman at home. He visits the 5th District Court, where he is monitored by security. His mother, unaware of his activities, assumes he is sleeping. The video feed shows Gaman being discreetly observed by the CEO. Gaman encounters the CEO at school. The CEO initially tries to avoid interaction, but Gaman acknowledges him and mentions the study group, stating that it has been approved by the inspector. Gain meets with the vice principal. She is given a 2-week deadline to form a study group of 5 students, with the threat of contract termination looming. Despite Sionish's skepticism, Gain remains determined. Gaman and Sionish begin the application process. They post the application form, attracting the attention of other students. A boy attempts to enter the room, but he is warned away by other students. Gaman and Sionish struggle to find interested students. They try various approaches, including visiting the cafeteria, but their efforts are met with indifference or fear. Sehun, recognizing the boy from their middle school days, approaches him. He learns that the boy, Jonyob, had moved to America and expresses admiration for his confidence. He invites Jonyob to join the study group. Gaing, while searching for a lost book, witnesses a distressing scene. A woman discovers her home has been broken into, and her children are terrified. The woman reveals that they are being threatened by Hanul. Gaiman, while on a call with Gaing, overhears the commotion. He rushes to the scene and intervenes, confronting the bullies. A violent confrontation ensues, with Gaiman defending the family. Jonyob, initially hesitant, eventually assists Gaiman in protecting the family. Jonyob reveals that he witnessed his mother's death and expresses deep-seated anger. He confides in Gaiman and Gaing, acknowledging their support. The girl gives Gaiman a book as a token of gratitude. Gaiman contacts the police, but the boy involved pleads for forgiveness, revealing that he was coerced. Gaiman, despite the trauma, remains committed to the study group. He receives a message from a girl named Jivu, expressing interest in joining. Jivu arrives at the designated meeting place, but she is soon joined by other girls. Gaiman, realizing the school's coeducational nature, welcomes them all. Mihi, furious, berates Jivu, her face contorted with rage. "Where's my lunch?" she demands, her voice laced with venom. Hee-won, Jivu's friend, watches the confrontation with a mixture of fear and apprehension. Mihi, escalating the situation, threatens violence, but Jivu manages to defuse the situation, albeit with a few bruises. The scene shifts to the study group, where Spagam collapses unexpectedly. Gamal, quick-witted, intervenes, protecting the precious study notes. His concern for the group's progress is evident. Gyojin, the stern member of the discipline committee, confronts Gamal, accusing him of involvement in a recent incident. Their exchange is charged with tension, hinting at a deeper conflict brewing beneath the surface. Seon, observing the altercation, expresses her disapproval of Gamal's actions. She warns him about the potential consequences of his impulsive behavior, particularly with Gyojin involved. Haeon, a new student, approaches Gamal with a surprising request. He wants to join the study group in place of Jiwoo. Haeon reveals a harrowing tale of bullying and extortion at the hands of G.Y. Yujin, a powerful figure within the school. Haeon recounts his traumatic experiences, detailing how G.Y. Yujin manipulated and exploited him, using Jiwoo as a pawn in his schemes. The revelation sheds light on the complex web of relationships and hidden agendas within the school. Heewan, seemingly concerned for Haeon, subtly manipulates the situation, suggesting that replacing Jiwoo with Haeon would benefit everyone. She also requests a favor from Gamal, asking him to retrieve a crucial video that could expose G.Y. Yujin's misdeeds. Gamal, unaware of the true extent of the danger, agrees to retrieve the video. He ventures into the forbidden territory of the discipline committee's room, a place shrouded in fear and mystery. Inside the room, Gamal encounters unexpected resistance. He faces a fierce struggle to obtain the video, narrowly escaping with his life. The incident leaves him shaken but determined to expose the truth. The video, containing damning evidence against G.Y. Yujin, is finally obtained. However, its release unleashes a chain of events that spiral out of control. Ji-woo Jin, enraged, retaliates, threatening the safety of everyone involved. In a desperate attempt to protect her brother, Ji-woo intervenes, shielding him from Ji-woo Jin's wrath. Her actions demonstrate her courage and unwavering loyalty to her family. Traumatized by the events, Hyun-woo snaps. He lashes out at Ji-woo Jin, driven by a desperate need for revenge. The incident leaves Ji-woo Jin injured and hospitalized. The episode concludes with a poignant scene at the hospital. Ji-woo, filled with guilt and remorse, visits her brother. Hyun-woo, despite his actions, remains deeply affected by the events. The future of the study group and the lives of everyone involved hangs in the balance. The final scene introduces new challenges. Hanul, suspected of involvement in criminal activities, is arrested. Meanwhile, a new threat emerges in the form of a rival gang, demanding that Gamal join their ranks. The episode delves into the past of Legion, highlighting the contrasting motivations of its members. While Gomin pursued knowledge, Legion sought strength through combat. Legion, inspired by rumors of the US Young Technical High School, joins the school hoping to become strong. However, he finds himself drawn into daily fights. Legion reveals his consistent ranking of 17th in the school's unofficial fighting hierarchy, despite his relentless efforts to improve. Witnessing Gorman's intellectual prowess in class, Legion finds a new goal and applies to join the study group. Gorman rejects Lee Jun's application, believing his focus on fighting is incompatible with their academic pursuits. Frustrated by Gorman's rejection, Legion pleads to be allowed to contribute to the study group through fighting skills. A mysterious figure named Django appears, offering Legion a chance to prove himself through a dangerous test. John Yubin, a detective investigating past cases, encounters a young boy who reveals his motivations for attending the school. The boy explains his desire to become strong to protect himself and eventually join the Yonbei gang. Django presents Legion with a challenging task: retrieve a key from a car guarded by 3 men. While Legion attempts the test, Bowman and his friends arrive at the library. Bowman discovers Lee Jun's absence and witnesses him being brutally beaten by Django. Bowman intervenes, showcasing exceptional fighting skills in defeating Django's men. Minoan, a member of a powerful gang, is impressed by Gorman's abilities and extends an invitation to join his team. The police arrive, and Timon, the detective, expresses his gratitude to Gorman and his friends for apprehending Yonbei gang members. Gorman presents his proposal for the study group to the principal, who ultimately approves their formation. The study group prepares for an exchange meeting with students from another school, Manil High School. A miscommunication leads Gorman to the wrong school, while the rest of the group arrives at Manil High School. Gorman realizes his mistake and heads towards the correct school as the episode concludes.